Welcome back to CBS Soap Dish Recap, where we recap everything CBS soaps, both the Young and the Restless, and the Bold and the Beautiful. And this is your Young and the Restless recap for August 4th, 2022. And we have an admission from Victor Newman about the accident. Sally stands her ground with Adam, and Ashley questions the plan between her, Nikki, and Phyllis. So we're going to unpack all of this, but take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel, and don't forget to like and share. So where we start is over at Newman Media. Sally decided that it's a little premature to report what Nick told her, since Sally is going to want to hear all of the relevant info. Nick is insisting that that means a lot, and he vows not to forget any of it. And I don't know, I think they're trying to build something between these two, because he's slowly changing his mind about where his thoughts is on Sally's spectra. Meanwhile, Chance is going to try to get some information out of Sharon for details on Nick. And you could tell that this psychologist knew exactly where Chance was going with all of this, because it got to a point on how deep his questions were getting that she realizes what he's doing. And this is where, she decided to make an excuse to cut the conversation short and pretty much just leave him where he stands. So she wasn't that oblivious to what was going on. Chance failed miserably of trying to get information out of her, but it also kind of opened his eyes a bit. Now, over at Newman Enterprises, Victor finds out from Nick that Sally doesn't want to spill the beans yet. Now, Nick also confronts Victor about all of the unanswered questions of the case and gives him another opportunity, to come clean. However, Victor keeps insisting and playing it off that, this is all about your good conscience and, you ain't did nothing wrong. Your conscience is clear. But Nick isn't hearing it. He lashes out over it, not being able to trust his father. And not when he always manipulate things into the version of his truth. Now, at the end of this, we do find out that Victor confesses that his security team removed Ashlyn Locke's dead body from the house and staged the accident in the ravine. However, Victor will reiterate that Nick did nothing wrong once again and will maintain that Nick never meant to take Ashlyn's life. Victor throws all his praise his way for saving Victoria, and he'll think the cops are just gonna pretty much move on. Well, after Victor pushes his son to move on as well, he also urges Nick to remember that his motive was to protect him from being investigated. Like Victor, I'm just trying to protect my family. So we're now over at Society, and Adam bumps into Kevin, and this is where Adam tried to pry the Ashlyn Locke case information out of him. Kevin is going to act like, we're being thorough since there's a lot of public interest, but he's also throwing jabs at, Adam as well. And then when, he's realizing that this case is being investigated, Adam is like, well, wait a minute. If it was only a car accident, why are you doing all of this? And of course, Kevin is not going to say anything. He throws more jabs at Adam, which goes nowhere because Adam can take it. But, at this point, Adam realized that it's more to the story that meets the eye. And of course, he's not going to give up. And speaking of that, Sally pops in. And she came for some takeout. She admits that she doesn't want things to be weird between the two of them every time they kind of cross paths around town. Sally will also confirm that they'll be better off apart and that she chose not to resign and quit Newman Media. Sally also talks about Chloe and Nick making strong arguments for her to stick around. The conversation now shifts to Ashlyn, so Adam will think, it didn't. What? So then the conversation switches over to Ashlyn. And Adam will think that none of this had to happen this way. Adam talks about Ashlyn should have been left alone with his payout, but Victoria just had to dig in deeper to have total destruction. Sally tells him that she finds it very hypocritical for Adam to talk about revenge since he nearly partnered up with Ashlyn, but Adam will insist that, he shut that down. Especially after he realized that Ashlyn wasn't going after the business, he was going after Victoria. And he grew concerned and sounded alarm to the Newmans, which he did. And she seemed to be so shocked by this. Now, Adam speaks on the fact that he had no idea that Ashlyn would meet his fate in a simple car accident. But Sally hints that he doesn't know the half of it. Now, although we see Adam pushing Sally to share what she knows, Sally won't be feeling any generous after he called her pathetic and broke her heart, no matter if it was good or bad reasons. Sally would declare that no matter what his motives, he did hurt her and, to get what he wanted. And now they both have to live with the consequences. And once Sally contends that her loyalty is to Newman Media, she exits, leaving Adam sighing about the whole thing. Which, I don't know why she want to give loyalty to a family who has clearly chewed up and spit out their own kids, including her ex. But hey, she'll have to see for herself. Now we're at the coffee house. Kevin will give Chance updates that something came in. He got a tip. Last night, a car matching the description of Ashlyn's car was parked at a gas station, which was on the road that runs right along the back of Victoria's property. Now, Chance will think that they have to get their hands on security footage from that gas station and the street cameras in that area. And, hopefully this tip will give Chance the information that he needs, and especially the fact that he's hoping that he get more answers. So now we'll swing over to the Abbott mansion where we see Ashley. She's getting ready to head out for her whole Diane Jenkins takedown meeting with, of course, Nikki and Phyllis. At the same time, when all of this is happening and she's on her way out, Diane's popping up at the house. Now, Ashley, of course, is not happy about this, but Diane will insist that she has something to bring by and drop off for Harrison. Now, once Diane, of course, is alone after this whole upset of Ashley, because she was like, maybe I need to stick around or I need to hurry up and get back. And Jack was like, nope, we're all good over here. Once, of course, Diane is alone with Jack, she's talking about how, she did bring some age-appropriate books to help Harrison deal with loss and grief. Diane will assume that Jack doesn't think she even deserves to be there for Harrison after what she did to Kyle. So he'll admit that he might have felt that way a few months or a few weeks ago, but not at this point. Jack is wondering why he didn't even think of this book idea himself. Now, we see Diane kind of getting emotional over her second chance, and, she don't want to take it for granted. Before Diane leaves the house, she thanks Jack for shutting Phyllis down at the park. Now, Jack insists that he was looking out for Harrison, not her. So Diane will confess that she knows, even if there's a tiny part of him that was looking out for her too. Diane thanked him for that as well. After Diane points out that it's been a long time since anybody on her side, this is where she ends up leaving, but not before, giving one last longing look back at Jack. And then, of course, we get to see Jack looking emotionally affected by this whole interaction, I should say, with Diane. So those two are getting closer. Now, lastly, let's swing over to the Grand Phoenix, where Ashley finally joins Phyllis and Nikki, and they're pitching how they're going to make sure Diane fail miserably and turn Kyle, her son, against her. Yikes. Nikki and Phyllis feel confident that everybody else will follow suit if they get that done. Ashley learns that, they'll want to look like Diana's sabotaging Marchetti for personal gain if they follow Phyllis's idea, which is stupid. You're putting your daughter at risk and the company. Phyllis explains how she's scoring a job at the company so she can pull off this inside job. Ashley, again, like I said, she thought it was a horrible idea to jeopardize Marchetti, especially since it falls under the Jabot umbrella. And she bring up the whole thing with Gloria and how her tainted face cream disaster really impacted the company. Now, Phyllis claps back and argued that their plan would be a lot more nuanced. Diane is a ticking time bomb, according to them. No, you guys are the one that's ticking. Phyllis will note that she's going to pull the pin out ever so slightly and just wait for it to all implode. Nikki is going to toast to the kaboom as they all clink their glasses. And yeah, I mean, Phyllis, Nikki, Ashley, they're going to stir up more trouble than they bargained for. And it's going to blow up in their faces. I know it will. So we'll just have to wait and see. And I'm going to have my popcorn ready, and I can't wait to see it happen. So there you have it. That is the Young and the Restless recap for August 4th, 2022. And if you want to see The Bold and the Beautiful, stay tuned for that. That will also be uploaded on this channel. Also, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and don't forget to like and share. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.